The midday sun is suddenly extinguished. Lucius looks outside his shop. The sky is pitch black.
What madness is this? The sun has vanished at noon!
Small pebbles begin to fall onto the roofs. At first, they thought it was hail. But it doesn't stop. They grow bigger and bigger. A stone the size of a fist falls onto Gaius's head as he gives a speech in the forum.
Citizens, remain calm. This shall pass, as all storms do.
Amarantha dives under a market tent. Stones are pouring from every direction. Ceres is in the kitchen, looking out the window at the black sky. The roof is protecting her. Pumice accumulates at a rate of 15 centimeters per hour. In 6 hours, that's nearly a meter. People on the streets rush into buildings. For now, indoors is safe. For now. 3 hours have passed. The pumice is knee-deep. Gaius tries to escape the forum, but the streets are so full of stones that he can barely walk. He sees a wall with an election slogan, Gaius for City Council. Pumice is piling over those letters.
I will not die here. Not today. Not like this. I was meant for greater things.
The pumice on the roof reaches its limit. The columns of the forum portico begin to tilt. Gaius looks up. The ceiling of the portico collapses. The election results would never be known. Gaius' ambition was buried beneath the pumice. At that same moment, Lucius does not leave. He stays in his tavern. The customers have all fled. He is alone. Yet, he does not open the door to leave.
I built this place with my own hands. I will not abandon it to the stones.
That stubbornness is what holds him captive now. A creaking sound comes from the roof. It cannot bear the weight of the pumice. On the wall, he sees the ledger of debts he carved. The names of those who owe shall be written. The letters are shaking. Lucius pours a glass of wine. His last glass.
One last cup. The best wine for the worst night.
The ceiling collapses. Wooden beams snap and pumice comes pouring in. Lucius's tavern is no more. Only the scent of wine seeps through the cracks of the pumice. One wall is still standing. The wall with the ledger of debts. Night falls. Not the real night, but a night born of volcanic ash. It is 6 in the afternoon, but it feels like midnight. The pumice does not stop. It is now waist deep. Walking through the streets is impossible. There are still people alive, people hiding inside buildings. Isebus opens his door and steps out. The pumice is up to his waist, but he moves forward. He is going to find a mensa. They agreed to meet at the fountain. Amarantha had said, "Meet me at the fountain when the sun goes down." Now the sun has gone down because of the volcano.
Amarantha! I am coming! Wait for me at the fountain!
At that very moment, Amarantha is at the fountain, at the meeting place. The fountain is barely visible through the pumice. The water has already stopped, clogged by volcanic ash. The distance between them is 3 blocks. But the pumice is waist deep. They cannot see each other. Isebus moves along the alley, holding onto the walls. He gasps for air. Volcanic dust is filling his lungs. Then, the horizon glows. It is not light. Something is flowing down from Vesuvius. It is a pyroclastic flow. Gas and ash at 700 degrees Celsius rushing down the mountain at 100 kilometers per hour. The first pyroclastic flow stops north of Pompeii. It hasn't reached the city yet. Not yet, but the next one will not stop. Isebus has reached the vicinity of the fountain. Only 1 block left.
Isebus, I am here. I am still here. Please find me.
The second pyroclastic flow begins. This time it is fast, much faster. Isebus turns the corner of the alley. He sees the fountain. Amarantha is, and a red light surges from behind. Amarantha at the fountain looks up. She sees light rushing in from the end of the alley. Isebus had carved on the wall, "Let this wall at least remember." The wall remembers. The pyroclastic flow engulfs the fountain. 700-degree gas swallows everything. The two failed to meet by just 3 blocks. One at the end of the alley, one by the fountain.
2,000 years later.
They are found in the same layer of ash, still 3 blocks apart. Ceres is still alive. She is in the cellar of the mansion. The master has already fled. Naturally, he did not take his slave with him. Ceres goes up to the kitchen. She goes to look at the wall where she carved her graffiti. The wall is still standing. The master is a miser. That single line is still there.
He ran. He left me. But my words stayed.
Through the window, she sees the third pyroclastic flow. This one will cover the entire city. Ceres stands before the wall. There is nowhere to run. She knows this. Ceres had never been free in her life. She had rarely even left this house. Yet, strangely, at this moment, there is no fear on Ceres' face.
I was never free. But this wall heard me. That is enough.
The pyroclastic flow swallows the city. Buildings, streets, walls, all are buried in gas and ash. The sound vanishes. 18 hours. The eruption that began at noon ended the following morning. Pompeii was buried under 6 meters of volcanic ash. The entire city vanished. A city of 20,000 people was erased from the map. Lucius' Tavern, Gaius' election slogan, the fountain Isebus ran toward, all are beneath the earth. For 1700 years, no one remembered this city. Then, in the year 1748, someone began to dig the earth. And a wall emerged. As the ash was cleared away, letters appeared, words scratched with a fingernail 2,000 years ago. Amarantha and Isebus loved here. If you do not pay your debt, your name shall be carved. The master is a miser. These graffiti survived 2,000 years, longer than the Roman Empire. Paradoxically, the volcano preserved these words. The ash became a time capsule. Lucius is remembered by his ledger of debts. 2,000 years later, he is still collecting. No one knows the result of Gaius' election, but his name still remains on the wall. Amarantha and Isebus never met, but their names are side by side on the same wall. Ceres was a slave, but 2,000 years later, people all over the world are reading her single line. A single line scratched on a wall proves the existence of a human being. The desire to leave something on a wall is the same now as it was 2,000 years ago. The people of Pompeii died, but their graffiti lives on. And that graffiti is speaking to you who are watching this video right now. I lived here. I loved. I existed. The walls of Pompeii were speaking.